Welcome back, boils and ghouls, to another episode of the Indie Spotlight. Spotlight where the indie creators do it right. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Kevin Anthony Catalan, man. This cat is killing it. I came across some of his stuff in Wizard, and then I saw some pinups that he had done in a few other books. It was one of the guys that I meant to hit up quite a while ago. And then I did end up talking to him, and Space Knights has been in the works for a long time. Cosmic Lion, run by Eli Schwab from cartoonist kayfabe ringside seats, is really pushing for expansion right now. And there are 3 books that they put out, well, 3 titles, they're actually 4 books they put out as their first kind of wave. Space Knights is their most approachable, I think probably going to be their like biggest banker. This book is absolutely crazy. There are some, it was a little bit confusing the first time I read it because of some of the way that the concepts are like discussed and introduced in such a broad manner. That is as far as I will go insofar as saying basically anything negative about this book, though. I mean, it looks like a lot of other people in like certain senses, but this looks like nothing else really that I've ever seen. Kevin's got a very unique visual lexicon that I don't know if I've ever seen anybody really draw on. He's got some really cool, you can see Mignola floating around in his style, but there's a lot of really cool stuff that's happening. And for a large part of it is just a very unique and interesting style, a flavor that's his own, which is something I can't say for an inordinate amount of guys right now, even guys that I like. Because heck, you know, you like a style and you want to see more guys that look like that. But Kevin is just, he's out there kind of doing his own thing. I can see him pulling in parts and bits and pieces from other places. But like, this is a traditional painting that he did. And I saw the pictures of the actual physical painting he did. There's like, his work is stunning. And he does all of his panel and pages on actual artboard with pen and ink. So he's physically creating art and then, you know, scans it in and digitally colors it. I'm actually a big fan of his like mostly flats and like use of like screen tone and that kind of stuff. Works really well for this series. I suppose the one other thing that I would say about this particular book, they did really well. They went with the sweet, like that soft velour cover. Oh man, this book is a pleasure to hold in your hands. Literally, it just feels good to hold it. And I hate high gloss pages. And they're not super high gloss, but I think they probably could have gone a little bit flatter just to serve some of this printing a little bit better. I think it would have showed up and probably suited the pages a little bit better. I wouldn't have even minded some of the like off color like brown paper or something. But this book is really, really cool. As I would say as a standalone, if you are not going to get Tales of Space Knights, or you're thinking about not getting Tales of Space Knights because it's, you know, $15 for zine or whatever, I do recommend you pick it up. The one thing about Space Knights, like as a whole, as a series, it felt somewhat weird at points. Not like entirely confusing, but I didn't know exactly what was happening because there were like large concepts and ideas that I wasn't necessarily super familiar with or filled in on. I don't think that's the purpose of Space Knights Volume 1, though. Space Knights Volume 1 is supposed to introduce you into this strange, weird, confusing universe. There's this huge war going on between like elves and humans, and there's a bunch of dudes that are cleansing elves, like genocide style, and enslaving them. It's just craziness. But then there are like large religions, like cults battling each other, cultists and these. It's crazy, and it can get a little bit confusing if you don't know what's happening. That's why And this is really cool because it's 4 different self-contained stories. So it introduces you to different facets of the world, different characters, different concepts, that kind of thing. Really cool stuff. And then in Tales of Space Knights, and this is why I recommend you pick it up, the biggest part, well, not the biggest part, but the opening section of Tales from Space Knights, this is a layout of the actual planet. So you get like a planetary layout, and then you get detailed descriptions of the characters, you know, the religion you get, and the art. I mean, you can see Kevin is just leveling up his stuff. Now, like I said, I know Space Knights was previously published, but all of this stuff, as far as I know, is new drawings, new material. It's next level. I loved Space Knights Volume 1. If this is any indicator where like Kevin is going, holy crap, we are in for a treat. I mean, look at some of these character designs. Like channeling all the best stuff right there. Like that's Big Barda on just deranged heavy metal. Really love his dragons, like his hair. His white line work is really cool. He's really big on whites. Just the designs on a lot of this stuff is so freaking cool. And I've seen some of his commissions and stuff. I've got to talk this cat into doing a Max for me. I'd love to see an Uncle Jerk, but I got to own at least a Max from Kevin. This stuff is berserk. Like, just look at that hat. I mean, and I love just the use of this white paint. The white spatter there adds so much, in my opinion. And it's cool. You can see like brushwork that's going on. You can see what I think is marker. And then you can actually see like actual pen. Good use of screen tones as well. This paper stock, this is tasty. This is newsprint. This is just slightly off color. It's not quite like eggshell white. Oh man, this has got a bunch of stuff you kind of need to know to go into Space Knights. It's got all the character classes, all the like feuds, all the stuff is laid out. You even get the religious edict from like the imperialistic, like basic, you know, think the empire, their religion against these like cultists. And this kind of lays out what I think is basically the premise for the universe and like what everything revolves around. Look at this art though. I mean, I'm not burning on Space Knights because this is, I mean, an amazing freaking cover, but I think he did this cover for this edition. But like his art in here really is stunning. But he said that in a post that I saw from him, one of the main reasons he did this all in black and white is because black and white is hard for him. But like looking at this, you would not know that. Unfortunately, I read my copy a few too many times, and I've managed to rip a page free here, which I'm super freaking bummed about. I'm like so bummed out. This is like one of my favorite comics I've got in a while, and I managed to pop out. And you'll see why I managed to pop it out. But like if you were looking at this page, you would have no idea that he had any problems working in black and white. I mean, that is gorgeous. I can see a lot of stuff at work with Kevin's stuff, but this is like Zaffino Miller level mastery of black and white right here. Absolutely gorgeous. The negatives, ooh, so nice. And the paneling going across as borders, just so well done. Now we get into a cool little page here. We see some characters, and this is why I accidentally managed to rip this page out of the book, is because this is really cool fold out. I haven't seen a fold out in a long time. The post office did a pretty good job on these before they got to the house. And like I said, I read these quite a few times in preparation for this video, and unfortunately managed to pop that sucker out. But man, Great gimmick. That's a way to use like an actual gimmick that works. That's not just like a stupid glow in the dark, whatever gimmick. Adds to it. I can't recommend Space Knights. That is not going to stay in. I cannot recommend Space Knights enough. This book is absolutely crazy. Now, I don't know an inordinate amount about Kevin Anthony Catalan. I don't know if he did a bunch of work prior to this. I don't know if he's got other stuff out. What I do know is that I talked to Kevin and we are going to do an interview on Instagram following this video premiere. So if you guys want to learn more about his career, what he's been up to, what he's doing, what he has done, make sure to tune into the Instagram channel and check out the live interview. If you can't make the live interview, have no fear. I do archive all of that stuff on my Instagram. So just swing by my Instagram, check out the interview. It should answer a lot of your questions. They're usually really, really fun. We just get to hang out and talk for a few hours. This book freaking sings, though. The line work, just berserk. Like, this guy is going on my short list of guys to watch. I have like a little short list of guys. You know, mentally, you know, you have to write it down. You just got it in your head. You're like, yeah, I'm down as a fan on that one. And definitely Kevin Anthony Catalan. I really liked his Instagram posts. That's how I originally came across him. It's just Instagram posts. And then I saw him pop up in Wizard. And when I went to hit him up about Space Knights when it was originally solicited, or talked about, not solicited, but just talked about several months ago, I figured out I was already following and stuff. I was like, oh, cool. That's who this guy is. And I ended up talking to him. Man, I've been waiting for this book for several months. It does not disappoint. This book is everything that is like super awesome about the outlaw indie underground books from like maybe 87, 88. Like, some of the gore and like body horror in this shit is just next level. It is killer stuff. But he's also got a serious eye for composition. I mean, like, that is just stellar, in my opinion. That is an amazing page. It doesn't have to have a million lines. But if you're like me and you like a million lines, Kevin's got you covered there too. I mean, this freaking book had it all. As I said, if you're picking up the stuff, I do recommend checking out Tales of Space Knights. It is worth the purchase. It's got an exclusive story in the back. It's magazine style. It's got that fold out. Plus, it's got a guide to the universe. I also wanted to point out one of the big reasons that I'm super excited about Cosmic Lion and Eli kind of making this big push is because Eli loves the medium. He has a great eye for detail, and I don't know how heavily Kevin was involved with the production and layout and stuff, so I don't want to sell him short, but it is something that I've seen in a lot of Cosmic Lion stuff. So what's super cool is you got ancillary material, and not just any ancillary material either. You got the first ever published Space Knights stuff. Guys, if you are an independent creator and you're putting your stuff out, especially as a collection, put your self-published 5, 6, 8, 10, 12 page books in there, please, for us as fans. He lost the original art, so this is just the highest resolution stuff that he could come across. I don't care. What's awesome is that if Kevin couldn't track down a copy, right, what hope do I have of tracking down that original? If it was ever published, I don't even know if it was ever actually published. It is really cool to have that stuff in here for comparison, to look at how his art has changed, how it's evolved, what's happened with his style. Just historically, it is really nice to have in there. On top of that, you've also got a wonderful ancillary material section back here that walks you through a lot of like what he's doing and some of the preliminary page layouts. There's watercolor tests, you know, to get the coloring right. He's like just talking about like characters. He's talking about the actual process of how he does stuff and what he learned from that. It was really cool. And I think he learned a freaking a lot from doing this initial work on Space Knights. That is well manifested in Tales of Space Knights, which I really highly recommend picking up. This book is absolutely freaking crazy. Just great stuff. Full color, 4 issues, 20 bucks. This full-sized magazine, fold outs, everything, 15 bucks. This is a no-brainer. Get on top of this. The cool thing is that because this was like previously released material, or at least composed of somewhat previously released material, I'm not sure. I'm looking forward to talking to Kevin about that in the interview. It does mean we get Space Knights Part 2 much sooner than we would have gotten it had he had to put in all the legwork and was doing this like right up front, I think. That's really cool. That's going to be a nice jumping on point. And because I think him and Eli are getting along well, I would assume that whatever else we see is also going to be coming from Cosmic Lion. So it'll be easy to keep an eye on him. It's also really nice to be able to support not only Kevin, but also Eli. Really cool creators. I wanted to shine a light on these books. If you're interested in checking them out, I will have links to the Cosmic Lion page in the description below. If you want to check out Kevin's work or pick up a commission, I will also have a link to his Etsy page. But get on Instagram, give the dude a follow. I'm telling you, like, you're gonna see stuff like this all day on his feed and you will never get bored of it. It is so cool to watch this guy work and evolve. Man, one of the best pages I've seen in forever. Just the lettering, the fade on that lettering from black to white. I mean, just superb. Superb work. And that's, I suppose, where I will leave it for Tales of Space Knights. Absolutely superb work. Comes with Uncle Jerk's highest recommendations. Get on the Cosmic Lion Productions page. Pick it up. If you don't want to do that, get a hold of Kevin. Get yourself copies from him, because I think he's got copies as well. And get yourself some original art while you're at it, man. I'm dying to get a freaking commission from this cat, dude. He's absolutely berserker off the chain, some of the prices. Like, he's got the original 11x17 original art for this for I think like 200 bucks on his site. Like, I'm so devastated I'm broke. I would love to have this on my wall. But dude, like, imagine this cat just doing like a max piece, or insert your favorite freaking character here, because he will maul it. I guarantee it, man. He's got some great prices. Hit him up. Check his stuff out. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I hope you all liked what you saw. Maybe even want to pick it up. If you do, like I said, links in the description below. Going to be supporting some pretty cool folks. And I think guys are going to be showing up on the channel. Make sure you tune in to the Instagram channel after this for a live interview in about 15 minutes with Kevin, where we're going to be talking about Space Knights, his career, his work, his process, all of that stuff. If you have any questions, feel free to ask there and you shall receive answers. If you want to get your book featured, I should mention this, if you want to get your book featured, please leave a comment here. Get a hold of me on Instagram. Hit me up on Facebook. Use the email in my about section on here is the best way. Point being is, I want to get more good independent books on here. If you've got a good independent book that you are putting out, if you are publishing it, if you are writing it, if you're drawing it, I don't care, self-publishing, whatever, get a hold of me. I want to get as much good stuff on the channel as I possibly can. If you know about a series that you want to get on here, if you want to send in books, but you're not the creator, if you're not the publisher, I've had a couple of people ask me about this. That is absolutely fine as well. If you've got a series that you really want to get out there, that you super support for whatever reason, that's absolutely fine. Get a hold of me. All I need is the books in hand, and I will do the legwork of trying to connect with the creators and stuff for interviews and spotlights and that kind of stuff. So thank you again, guys. Don't mean to ramble. I super appreciate you sticking with me. Hope you all enjoyed. I got a couple more indie spotlight pieces coming up, so I hope you all are digging them, and happy holidays, and I hope you all are having an absolutely probably new year by the time you see this. So have a good one. Thanks again for sticking with me. If you did enjoy what you saw, make sure you hit that like button. Think about getting in the comment section below and letting me know if you really enjoyed what you saw. Make sure you Hulk smash that subscribe button. If you do that, make sure you ding the little notification bell so you never miss another video or premiere. Again, if you feel like you're in a position to help the channel grow, think about using the link in the description below to sign up for my Patreon page. For as little as $3 a month, you get access to tons of behind the scenes posts, updates, exclusive content like uncut interviews, and you can even get your name in the credits. If you want to support the channel, if Patreon is not your thing, have no fear. You can finally sign up for membership right here on YouTube. Just hit the little join button and make sure to select the tier and the perks that fit you best. If that's not enough, you can also make one-time donations towards specific goals or just tip the channel using the Ko-Fi link in the description below. And you can even pick up your very own JerkComic shirts like the ones you see on the screen now. As always, this video was brought to you by the Jerk Broadcasting Service, as well as generous grants from the Patreon, Ko-Fi, and YouTube members you see on the screen now. I seriously want to thank every single one of you that supports the channel and helps make these videos possible, with a super special thanks to my loyal Wednesday Warriors, Channel 10, Chasen, Clinton Salvini, and Mike Dolan. I really hope the quality and content is getting better, and I can't wait to see where this next year takes us with your continued support. Thank you again for helping this crazy dream of mine become a reality, and for sticking with me. I hope you all enjoyed, maybe even learned something, and as always, I really, truly, and honestly ask only two things. Keep it in those local shops, and keep reading comics.